From ancient monsters thought to be a myth to creatures that we really don't know how to explain. I'm Bob from World 5 List. Join me as I reveal 8 creatures that have been spotted on Google Earth. Number 8. The KRAKEN. Now, one of the all-time great sea legends is that there's a monster squid living in the ocean called the KRAKEN. To be fair, we know there are large squids in the ocean. Between colossal and giant squids, these can be 60 feet long. But in regards to the KRAKEN, it's said to be bigger. Much bigger. And one shot on Google Earth has people believing that it may just be real. The creature would be spotted in Antarctica, where ironically there are some big squids living under its waters, but though the image is a little hard to make out, the wake that is being created by whatever it is so massive that people think it truly is the KRAKEN. One quote-unquote analyst, aka self-proclaimed Google Earth expert, claims to have examined the picture and used Google Ruler to try and calculate just how big it is. According to his findings, the creature in question is over 100 feet long, which would make it 40 feet longer than any recorded squid on Earth. He also goes on to speculate that the 100 feet could just be the body and that the tentacles could even make it 50 to 80 feet longer. The legend of the KRAKEN does state that the creature could take down ships, and it being 150 feet long and who even knows how wide, it could have the power to do that. It's really hard to tell, isn't it? Either way though, whether it's real or not, the ocean does contain a lot of mysteries. Number 7. A giant centipede. Now, I hate bugs. I'll just make that clear right now. They're always flying into your mouth or your eyes or just being on you when they don't have permission. So the idea of a giant centipede being in the waters off of Scotland doesn't really make me too happy. Now, when I say giant centipede, I don't mean one that's like a foot long or a couple feet. I'm talking about a full-on monster. As noted above, it was found in the waters off Scotland, and after analysts looked at the picture, they believed that it could be 120 meters long. For you Americans, that's 360 feet, which is way too big for me. That's really over a football field. Even the thought of a centipede this big gives me the creeps, but it does beg a few questions, such as, is it real? After all, people have been known to hack Google Maps and Google Earth in the past, so it really isn't out of the realm of possibility. And furthermore, what would such a giant centipede even be doing in the waters off of Scotland? Currently, there's only one known species that hunts in the water, and it's located in Southeast Asia. That's a real long way from Scotland. So, whether it's real or fake, only time's going to tell. Number 6. The giant crab. But first, be sure you're subscribed if you're new here, and be sure to click the notification bell so you don't miss out on the latest videos. So, if that giant centipede was real, it's bad. But if this giant crab is real, it may be incredibly worse. This image from Google Earth was apparently taken in a very populated spot and one that's known for crab fishing. So just imagine their horror when they thought that a giant 50-foot wide crab was just off the dock. Unlike the centipede, this one looks a bit fake. Well, a lot fake, but again, it was a Google Earth image. It's just that this one seems a bit more photoshopped. Between the look of the crab, the angle of it all, and the graininess in certain parts, there's a lot of warning bells for hijinks. That being said, there are people who actually swear up and down that it was real and that they actually saw it in the water before they ran away. Sure, the idea of a big crab does sound like something from a monster movie, probably a bad one, but there are big crabs in the world, and there's one off the coast of Japan that's actually 12 feet wide when its legs are spread out. So yeah, this one could be 4 times that size, but still, it's not all that impossible. Number 5. Sharks in London. Sharks are nothing new, and to find one spotted by Google Earth wouldn't be all that odd. However, when one is found in shallow waters and appears to be a whole lot bigger than it should, that's going to get your attention. In 2010, near Albert Dock in London, a Google Earth photo found a shark of great size wading near the waters of the dock. This both surprised and terrified many when they saw it, but who can blame them? I mean, a giant shark that close? I'd be terrified as well. The more interesting thing here is that many don't think that it's fake. Far from it, in fact. They feel that it's real and are just curious as to what type of shark it is and why it was there to begin with. So let's start with the species. Based on estimates, they guess the shark is about 35 feet in length, which is reasonable. Based on the image, they feel it's a basking shark, which is probable, and they're probably going to grow to about 44 feet potentially. As for why it's so close to the surface, well, that's still up for debate. The basking shark doesn't mind swimming in shallow water, and some people feel that it was close to death and wanted to be near the surface. Any way you slice it, it's a mystery for sure. Number 4. The Corfu Island Sea Monster. Off the coast of Parga in Scotland, a tourist was examining a Google Earth image and saw an animal he literally could not identify. On one hand, it does look like a dolphin, at least the coloring of it. It also resembles an animal like a hippo or other water dwellers, and yet it's also incredibly unique. Naturally, the image began to spread around, and more people came to gaze and wonder about what exactly it was in the waters off of Scotland. Ironically, though, the mystery has been solved. A scientist took a look at the picture and realized that, in his opinion, of course, he had seen it before, on a boat. You see, it appears to be that the mystery creature is actually a sunken boat fender, as you can see in this comparison video. You can see why this is a believable conclusion. They do look the same, and in fact they do have many similarities. That being said, it's not a perfect match. It could be the distortion effect of the water causing an illusion, but it's a little unclear. Number 3. A winged jellyfish? Here's another unknown one for you. A poster from China uploaded an image to Google Earth showing off an odd creature on the shoreline. At first glance, it looks like a giant jellyfish, but others aren't so sure. But why? Well, a little while before the picture itself was uploaded, a video would be shown of an odd creature swimming in the waters near where the photo was taken. This unknown creature doesn't have a body type like anyone's seen before, and in fact looked like a mix between a jellyfish and a cephalopod. It's very elegant as it moves through the water, and its body seems to have some sort of wings that help it glide through the currents. It is very mysterious and makes you wonder what it is and if there are more like it under the ocean's depths. Number 2. Bigfoot. Just think about it. Is there any greater land animal myth than Bigfoot? I'll give you a moment to ponder the question. Didn't come up with anything? Well, good, because Bigfoot deserves to be talked about. In 2013, an image from Google Earth's Street View shows what appears to be a woodland creature bipedling it through the Canadian woods. In British Columbia, to be specific. There are doubters, naturally, but their response is usually, "Oh, that's just a tree stump." That doesn't look like a tree stump to me, though. Furthermore, if you look at it in the right way, you can see an arm dangling down through the brush. It's oddly compelling, and even some skeptics are thinking that it could be legit. Think about the potential if it's real. Think of how many books and articles and shows and more are dedicated to finding Bigfoot, only for Google Earth to be the reason it's potentially proven to be real. It'd be ironic in so many ways. Now, obviously, no one has actually ever caught Bigfoot, but he could be out there, wandering, waiting, eating your beef jerky, and potentially getting ready for his next photo op. I'm just saying, would it kill for a face shot? No. Alright, I'll move on. Number 1. The Loch Ness Monster. Remember what I said about Holy Grail of monsters? If Bigfoot is number 2 on the list, then the Loch Ness Monster holds its rightful place at number 1 in every way. And yes, Google Earth, of course, may have caught an image of it. As in most monsters caught on Google Earth, there's some debate whether this is Nessie or not. However, one thing is certain, it was taken in the legendary Loch of Scotland. What's more, in that same year, Apple got the same picture of the creature. How's that for a coincidence? Fool me once and all that kind of stuff, right? Measuring the creature, it's estimated to be about 100 feet long, and there's nothing in that loch that is that long on its own. So could it really be Nessie? Well, it's hard to say. Much like Bigfoot, there's a reason that the legend of the Loch Ness Monster exists. It's because of photos like these that keep surfacing. They just keep coming, and there's even been video evidence that shows something coming out of the loch slightly before dipping back in. So, is Google Earth the next big piece of proof to finding out where the Loch Ness Monster actually is, and what it actually is? Until it's found for certain, the mystery will continue. Thanks for watching. What do you think of some of these creatures? And what are they really? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you next time on World 5.